Good afternoon, everyone. It's Pepper Wolverine over here in Willowbrook, Illinois once again. And I have, for me, a special pepper, something called the acronym of ACNV. Wasn't familiar with it, I actually had to look it up. There's so many peppers out there that you can't be expected to know all of them. The Ariana's Chocolate Naga Viper. This was included in a box that I got from Mr. James Mallon. Bought a box of peppers from him with some awesome varieties. Quite a few of these, some big mustard mamas, some big red mamas, some big red mama premiums, some triple X, a couple other peppers that were really good. I've been holding on to this one. I actually forgot about it. My wife pointed out to me that, hey, this is in the back of the fridge. What do you want me to do with it? And it's like, oh, I was holding on to that for special purpose because it looks different than the other phenos that he sent me. The other three were more elongated. This one's really like truncated. I mean, it almost looks like it got squished. It's a pretty cool looking pepper for me. It's got faces on all sides of it. There's one there. Mr. Snuffleupagus. A couple different faces over here. It's an awesome looking pepper. So this is the Ariana's, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly, Chocolate Naga Viper. Definitely has the Naga flavor coming through the knife, cutting through that. Medium wall, a lot of placenta, thick in the base, not as thick coming out, but still quite a bit. Greenish brown running out the length of the pepper. A lot of juices, water, whatever going on inside of there, I'll tell you that. This one's got me a little bit nervous since Nagas sometimes kick my butt. Wow, this is very floral aroma, for sure. Awesome looking pepper, I'll tell you that. The shape of it that James sent me is just fantastic. I am going to pull a couple seeds out of this, so yeah. I'm not the purist, so I'm not chomping down everything. I do want a couple seeds from this because this one specifically piqued my interest, that's for sure. So I pulled out a small amount of that placenta. But not the other side. So I kept a couple of seeds. Oh, that's a lot of pepper too. Crap. Didn't realize I was biting off that much pepper. I mean, it looked like it, but it's a different thing when you start munching down on it. Very juicy. This specific pod was a little bit juicy. Or not juicy, it's a good amount of, it wasn't dry, let's put it that way. Wow. A little bit, sorry guys, sorry. Slight amount of bitterness to it off the forefront. Not a whole lot though brain fart, sorry. Typically super hot chocolate pods have that earthy tone to it. This one has it, but it's not pronounced. It's a lot more of the Naga flavor. Quite juicy, actually very, very tasty. It's got a lot of flavor. Not bitter, not floral. straightforward flavor. And that flavor is Naga-ish. And so this one's actually slightly fruity. Interesting. Good amount of heat, already building up, throat, mouth. A lot of times I don't enjoy the flavor of chocolate pods as much as others, but this one has a nice flavor to it. Pretty hot right off the bat. Attacking the tongue, coming back a little bit on the throat. Now I have had this pod for the better part of 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm surprised it held its shape and texture. It wasn't soft, so I'm surprised it held its shape for this long. So it might have been a little bit better a couple weeks ago, but I actually forgot about it. I mean, I put it aside for a review and got a couple other peppers in the interim, and just didn't do it. So I'm doing it now because I wanted to make sure it wasn't rotten before I got to it. Still pretty prime because it was in the fridge the whole time. Chocolate Naga Viper. The Viper, not that familiar with the Naga. A little bit. I had a King Naga last season in the garden. I had a regular Naga, but not a Naga Viper. The Viper I'm not that familiar with. There's just so many peppers out there, it's hard to keep up with them all and grow them all. Good amount of heat to it. Climbing. Really killing the tongue. Attacking the whole tongue. Excellent flavor on it, actually. I'm enjoying the flavor. Some fruity tones to it. Not fruity, but slightly fruit-like, meaning sweet. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it. It's a darn good pepper. I'm not doing a very good job of reviewing this pepper. I guess I maybe wasn't as prepared as I was hoping I was going to be, but good flavor. Really good amount of heat. Actually making me sweat a little bit. It's a mild, temperate day here in Illinois. And this one's making me sweat, so it's got a good amount of flavor. All around burn in the mouth, not going in the tongue, the esophagus, the throat, not reaching my ears. Definitely opening up the nasal passage. I can breathe pretty well. Make my eyes want to water a little bit. Wow, James, thanks for this pepper. That's a darn good pepper. I'm glad I got introduced to it. This would be an awesome pepper for a powder, for sure. This could be the central pepper to it, or the central pepper in a fermented hot sauce. Bring out some of the rich undertones that the pepper has that I can't really describe, but they're there, really making me salivate.
Daddy,
It's an awesome pepper.
can you have a dinner outside?
Yeah. Come here. Come here. This is my daughter, one of my 3 daughters. This is Marion. Marion, say hello.
Hi.
Every once in a while she eats some hot peppers with me and tries some of my hot sauce. Okay, Now that salivation is in overdrive, it's starting to move back on the throat for sure. But in a good way, actually. The flavors, I mean, the heat is intense. Not overly intense, but it's intense. But the flavor for me is extremely enjoyable. Not bitter, not floral. It's pepper forward. With a good amount of heat. Attacking the whole tongue. I like it. Ariana's chocolate Naga Viper, the ACNV, which I was not familiar with prior to James sending to me. Enjoyable pepper. It's hot, for sure. But an enjoyable heat because it has a great flavor as it continues to make me salivate. Made me perspire a little bit. I got some beads of sweat on the forehead, and that's why I put on this shirt, because I knew this pepper was going to be hot. So we'll show off a little bit of biology, some molecular structure of what makes a pepper hot, because this one has it. I really like it. We'll see what it does to my stomach afterwards. I don't normally do a whole pod, a raw pod, without eating. This one I did because, like I said, my wife brought it to my attention that, like, hey, this thing's going to go rotten if you don't do something with it. And so I decided to do something with it. So, salivation level in this pepper is off the charts. I don't remember a pepper that made me salivate like this. Awesome flavor. Good amount of heat. Flavor is slightly earthy, not bitter, not floral. It's a darn good pepper. I don't know who Ariana is that made the chocolate Naga Viper, but you got yourself a good cross. I like it. A couple seeds that I took out of that placenta are going into mine grow for next season for 2019. So. Plateaued, nothing else really to explain, and I know I didn't do the best job of describing this one, but for a chocolate super hot, it's one of the better ones. It's not floral, it's not bitter. It's got a slightly fruitaceous flavor on the backside, which I like. It's enjoyable. Hey James, thanks for sending me this pepper. Hope to get some other interesting pods I've never had in the next box. Thank you. You guys enjoy your weekend. I don't know about you, but here in Illinois, close to Chicago, it's beautiful. So I hope it's beautiful where you are too. Take care. Pepper on.